With results from 75% of votes from 41,000 polling stations declared, Kenya's Electoral Commission says incumbent President Uhuru Kenyatta is leading main challenger Raila Odinga by 55.11%. Which has actually been revised now to 44%, actually, to 43.9% against Raila Odinga. However, we must tell you, though, that this is widely circulated. The figures are based on text messages sent by returning officers to the Commission's database. The opposition coalition has rejected the early results, saying election officials have not produced documents to prove the validity of the results.
En effet, Jerry. Oh, sorry, you're not done.
Oh, yes, but ex-Prime Minister and main rival of Kenyatta, Raila Odinga, described the provisional results as fake and illegal. At a 2 a.m. press conference, Raila Odinga called on the Commission to follow the law, which he said only allowed the declaration of results based on scanned, signed copies of the result sheets.
Indeed, Jerry, Raila Odinga's measure is to avoid fraud and allow parties to counter checks. The the partial count covers nearly 3/4 of the polling stations at the moment. But it must be said, however, the voting operations took place calmly. From the first hours of the day, there had been long lines of expectations, attesting to a democratic excitement that the accusations of fraud in the previous elections had not begun. I recall that Raila Odinga, in the course of the two previous elections in the country, has always been a loser. Of the defects, he attributed to voter fraud. In 2007, he had challenged the results, the victory of Mwai Kibaki, and called for demonstrations.
And now live on the phone from Nairobi is Africanews journalist Michael Odua. Michael, how is Nairobi this morning? And counting is underway and early provisional results show that President Kenyatta is leading. Please give us the very latest update.
Voting actually ended yesterday at 5, and right now, at the moment, results transmission just began. In fact, it began yesterday. And what you can say at the moment is that the incumbent President Uhuru Kenyatta is leading by over 55.01%. While the opposition leader Raila Odinga is having like 44.17%. But those are just partial results as they come in. But results are still streaming in as vote counting from various polling stations are still also underway. And then we have over 34,000 polling stations have already laid out their results. And that is out of the 40,883 polling stations. What is actually surprising is the high number of invalid votes. We had a lot of rejected votes. Now, at the moment, the total number of counted votes is over like 30 million votes. Addressing a press conference after the meeting the Electoral Commission, the opposition leader kind of decried the results that they should be transmitted to various on site because it's not the total number in various constituency, meaning the IBC did not use the Form 34A and Form 34B from the polling stations, from the polling constituencies. Now, the Jubilee is that the government has also asked the opposition to remain calm and let the IBC to continue their work. Jerry.
It's a very significant election for Kenya. The enthusiasm leading up to the elections were equally very huge. Were you satisfied with the voter turnout that you've just spoken about on the election day and as you witnessed?
The voting turnout was actually moderate because we had, like right now, the results that we have, the voting turnout was like 68%. Sometimes it comes back to 65%. But then the number was quite moderate, and people actually vote, and even some slept at the stations before the voting started, just to show you how eager the voters were. But then several stations witnessed long queues in the morning, and later on in the evening, the queues kind of reduced. Now there are some also few stations that experienced some delays due to poor weather and actually the voting process began a bit late. But later on, the IBC said that they should continue for the number of hours that they were delayed, and therefore some have actually finished. And right now, all the polling stations that are remaining, vote counting is still ongoing. And in the release, but later the Electoral Commission also said that people should just remain calm and wait for the results to be completed in terms of counting, Jerry.
All right, Michael. Yes, we need to, everyone needs to wait and be calm. But how would you describe the present mood of the city? You are in Nairobi and generally that of Kenyans. How would you describe the mood?
The mood is it's a bit early to say, to actually talk about the mood because, the results were being transmitted overnight. Kenyans were tired after the long queues and after the long voting process. But when you look at various interaction sites like Facebook and Twitter, people, the public are like interacting a lot. And when you see the opposition wing and the Jubilee supporters who are actually happy over the results, over the partial results, Uhuru Kenyatta is still leading, while Odinga, who is opposition leader, is trailing behind. The opposition supporters, on the other hand, are calling on the credibility of the system to be respected. Looking at some of the comments across, you realize everything is running as expected, though some vote results are still being relayed at a bit slower rate. But let's wait for more updates on more comments since the results were being transmitted overnight. Jerry.
Michael, have we heard any other statement from the Electoral Commission or even President Kenyatta?
Yes, we've been having a different press briefing across the IBC, that is the Electoral Commission, has been giving update on a regular basis. The body actually they were encouraged by the largest voter turnout. That was the first comment they made. And they thanked each and every voter for coming to vote to express their rights. But then they also asked Kenya to exercise restraint and as they wait official results from the polling station, as indeed they started tracking in since yesterday. And we also have the IBC chief, the chairman, Wafula Chebukati, said that voting went smoothly and minor delays and technical hiccups. And some of the 41 polling stations, some were not that big issues. But then they say that results will still be continue to be relayed. But then the opposition also were calling were saying that the relay of the transmission is not legal because they should wait for the final results to be transmitted by the various presiding officers. Jerry.